up, everyone? My name is Ayla Tesler-Mabe, and today I'm going to show you 5 rock guitar licks that will help you stand out and sound sophisticated in any soloing situation. So if you're a guitar player and you've gotten into lead playing, I'm sure you've encountered the minor pentatonic scale because us guitar players love to use it in literally every possible situation, and for good reason. It's a great scale. But that scale only contains 5 notes, so at a certain point, you might find yourself wanting to break outside of the usual pentatonic sounds. You want to maybe find licks that help you stand out from other guitar players. Like, for example, we've all heard these kinds of licks. Like, that's a great lick, but at a certain point, you might want to expand your color palette, so to speak. These are 5 licks that I have lifted from different Steely Dan songs, all played by the great Larry Carlton, because he's the perfect example of a guitar player playing in a rock kind of context, but taking things to the total next level by using sophisticated and beautiful phrasing, and I'm going to show you how he does it. So this first lick comes from the song Daddy Don't Live in That New York City No More by Steely Dan, and it sounds like this. And instantly, your playing sounds a lot more flavorful and a lot more wonderful. So this is a lick centered around E minor pentatonic, but throwing in some really tasty outside notes as well. So here's the first phrase. Second phrase. Last phrase. Now putting those 3 sections together. And now at full speed. So now I'm going to play this lick over a rockin' hard rock backing track, which you can download if you're a Guitareo member. It's called Nail. And if you're not a Guitareo member, I don't know what you're doing. You should head on over to the site and you might be able to download it too. Lick number 2 comes from the Steely Dan classic Don't Take Me Alive, and it sounds like this. It's definitely one of my favorites. And let me break that down for you. All together, slowly. And you can play it even more quickly if you'd like. And the most important thing to take note of in this particular lick is the bending. That's just a half-step bend. I also think this is the perfect lick to work on your vibrato with if you haven't done that yet, because that note with vibrato sounds mwah, beautiful, so good. And so I'm going to play it with the track now, and this is what it sounds like. Number 3 comes from the Steely Dan track Everything You Did, and it sounds like this. let's break that down phrase by phrase. So now that we have the sound of it down and the right frets, let's take a closer look at the timing when we put it all together. And all of these licks fall in the minor pentatonic shape, but when you arrange them in a cool order like that, it kind of feels like you're falling down the stairs and then landing on your feet in a very cool way. And another thing to take note of is the bends. Only the last one comes down. The first two, you bend up and you don't bend back down. So, when you put that all together and you play it over the track, it will sound like this. So now that I've played it at regular speed, I'm going to double the notes up and play it twice as fast. That's a cool alternative way to play this lick. All right, so lick number 4 comes from probably one of Larry Carlton's most iconic solos, Kid Charlemagne, and it's this iconic lick. And now, let's break it down phrase by phrase. Now when you play it all together, it sounds like this. And you could play it even faster. Now let's try it in context. Comes from I Got the News off of Steely Dan's iconic album Asia. This is the ending phrase of the solo, and it's maybe the most exotic lick of the bunch because we're going to use a scale called harmonic minor for part of it. And this is what the lick sounds like. All right, let's break this one down. First, let's just look at the notes on their own, and then we'll look at the phrasing separately, because it might start getting a little confusing when we slow it down, but let's see what happens. Here's the first phrase. All right, now let's try this whole lick a little faster. So this lick is a great lesson in space, because there's a lot of space between each of the parts of the phrase. And though I would challenge you to try your best to get this lick down, let's say you can't, just pay attention to the notes that fall outside of the pentatonic scale, because you can use them as tasty notes in your solo. Just like that. So let's hear what it sounds like in context with the track. So those are 5 guitar licks that are tasty and sophisticated and will really help your playing stand out. And one thing I really want to make clear is all of these licks were centered around E minor pentatonic. And so what I encourage you to do is anchor yourself always in what you know. So if you know the minor pentatonic scale really well, take notice of what parts of these phrases fall in that scale, and what parts of these phrases lie outside, because then you'll start to notice where these tasty notes are, you know, how you can get outside of minor pentatonic. And this also helps you move these licks to any key. And what I want to make really clear is you can play these licks in any context where you can play minor pentatonic. So let's say I'm in A. Same lick we just played. Now I'm in a different key. Magic, right? So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed, and leave a comment down below of what your favorite tastiest lick was, or any really tasty, wonderful Steely Dan or Larry Carlton licks I may have missed, because I scoured every Steely Dan record I own, but hey, if there's one I missed, I think everyone in the community would love to know. So thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.